Jesus visits the village of Bethany to perform this miracle on Mary and Martha's brother. A later one of these miracles is revealed to Mary Magdalene by an angel who rolls away a stone.
Like revival? I don't know.
Resurrection.
The story of Jesus resurrecting Lazarus, Mary and Martha's brother, in Bethany is found in the only non-synoptic gospel which has this name. A man with this name baptized Jesus in the Jordan River.
Nope.
Answer, please.
John.
Repeat.
John.
20. A conversation about an object made of this substance is interrupted when a character accuses another of having an inferiority complex. A character asks, aren't they extinct in the modern world? After being introduced to an object made of this substance.
Excuse me.
After learning...
Could you reset the buzzer?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Thanks.
that's my bad. Okay. After learning of her lover's engagement, a character gifts an object made of this substance to a gentleman caller. During a silent dance after the power goes out, Jim O'Connor accidentally bumps into a collection of unicorn figurines made from this material that belonged to Laura Wingfield. For 10 points, a play by Tennessee Williams is titled For a Menagerie of What Fragile Material? Tiger?
Glass?
10. This sculpture's artist bought exclusive rights to a pigment called Vantablack, believed to be the world's blackest black material. For 10 points each, name this sculpture by Anish Kapoor, found in Chicago's Millennium Park. This highly reflective sculpture's elliptical shape resembles a giant drop of liquid mercury.
Oh, it's like the chemistry one. I forget its name though.
You got anything?
The flask?
Answer, please. Cloudgate. I can also accept the bean. Anish Kapoor's Cloudgate was built from the stainless variety of this alloy of iron and carbon.
Steel.
After Kapoor trademarked Vantablack, Stuart Semple created a pigment of this color, which anybody but Kapoor was allowed to purchase. Fashionista Elsa Schiaparelli created many garments in a trademark shocking tone of this color.
Shocking. Blue? I don't know.
Answer, please.
Blue.
Pink. 10 on the bonus. Fubini's theorem allows for the order of this operation to be reversed. Rongbird's method for this task uses the trapezium rule. A determinant of the Jacobian matrix is multiplied when changing variables in this operation. The tabular method is used to perform this operation by parts. This operation is simplified by
Integration.
For 10. This victor at the Battle of Kasserine Pass was... Okay. Bonus. This victor at the Battle of Kasserine Pass was allowed to commit suicide rather than face a trial for his role in the July 20th plot to kill Hitler. For 10 points each, name this opponent of Bernard Montgomery, a Nazi commander nicknamed Desert Fox.
Rommel.
Erwin Rommel led a Nazi corps named for this continent, where he and Ugo Cavallero lost the second battle of El Alamein in modern-day Egypt.
Africa.
The Allied defenders of this Libyan city proved to be a thorn in Rommel's side during the North African campaign, depriving him of a vital deep-water port. This city's largely Australian... What?
Never mind.
This city's largely Australian garrison were dubbed its Rats.
Tobruk?
Wait. No, wait. Tiger, she said Libyan, right?
Yeah.
Answer, please.
Tripoli?
Tobruk. Toss-up 4. An E-flat drone begins an opera by this composer, which uses 18 anvils to depict the mining of slaves. A chord consisting of the notes F, B, D sharp, and G sharp is named for a character in an opera by this composer. That character's lover sings an aria translated as Love Death, William Stod. The Bayreuth Festival showcases this composer's operas, including one which the Dorf Albrecht Max
Wagner.
For 10. To increase their conductivity, impurities are added to these materials in doping. For 10 points each, name these materials that are categorized as either N-type or P-type based on their predominant presence of either electrons or electron holes. Answer, please.
Semiconductor.
This process is used to selectively remove material from a semiconductor substrate to create intricate patterns or structures. In this step of microfabrication, materials are removed from wafers.
Sir.
Because etching. Because their resistance is nonlinear, semiconductors generally don't obey this law, which states that current equals voltage times resistance.
Ohm's law.
20. Toss-up 5. An interrogation center operated in this country is known as the House of Mirrors. The anti-discrimination students movement formed in this country during its quota reform movement for the descendants of this country's freedom fighters. In this country, an interim government was demanded by President Mohammed Shahabuddin following the pressured self-exile of Sheikh Hasina in this country. That post for this country's PM was filled by Mohammed Yunus, who has expressed support for the... Right?
Bangladesh?
10. According to one poem, a statue of this figure is still suffused with brilliance from inside. For 10 points each, name this figure a statue which is imagined as having a legendary head with eyes like ripening fruit. That poem titled for it ends by stating, "You must change your life." This is... Can you repeat?
Shiva.
Okay. Apollo. This author of the archaic torso of Apollo, Rainer Maria Rilke, asks who, if I cried out, would hear me among the angelic orders to begin a series of works in this genre named for Duino Castle.
No answer.
Elegies. Rilke also wrote a cycle of 55 of these 14-line poems dedicated to Orpheus. Many Shakespearean examples of them were addressed to the Dark Lady.
Sonnets.
10. Dental floss was invented in this city where the US's first pharmacy was founded. A singing oak can be found in this city's botanical garden near the creatively named Big Lake. A pyramid tomb in this city can be found among its many unusual above-ground cemeteries. Po' boys are sandwiches native to this city whose signature coffee is infused with chicory root and may be found in its Café du Monde. A streetcar line on Canal Street parallels Bourbon Street, which marks the entrance to this city's French Quarter. For 10 points, name this Louisiana city at the mouth of the Mississippi River. Ray?
New Orleans?
For 10.
Yeah.
This man developed a commonly used namesake method of questioning. For 10 points each, name this subject of many dialogues by his student Plato, such as his Apology.
Socrates.
Answer, please. This pre-Socratic Greek philosopher became known as the laughing philosopher for his advocacy of cheerfulness. A hypothesis developed by him states that divisibility of matter has to end.
Socrates?
No, Democritus. Direct.
Socrates.
I'm going to accept Democritus because that was what was directed. Another pre-Socratic philosopher, Empedocles, was the first to propose this set of 4 concepts that was later expanded to include ether.
No answer.
The 4 classical elements.
Plato direct.
Toss-up 7. A type of this product was originally named Brad's after its North Carolina inventor Caleb Braddon. A white version of a type of this product was requested after Georgy Zhukov. Due to a 1989 deal with Russia, a company which sells this product became the 6th largest naval power in the world. Based on a process developed by Joseph Priestley, Jan Jacob Schwepp sold the first example of this product. The pharmacist Dr. John Pemberton invented a type of this product that was originally used as a tonic. For 10 points, what product's brand names include Pepsi and Coke? Suhas?
Soda.
For 10. A novel by this author begins as the narrator and his dog climb into a septic tank. For 10 points each, name this Japanese author who wrote about Takashi's rise against a Korean supermarket owner called the Emperor in The Silent Cry. His other works include A Personal Matter.
No answer.
Kenzaburo Oe. Kenzaburo Oe's The Silent Cry was parodied by this author in Pinball in 1973. This Japanese author also wrote Norwegian Wood, IQ 84, and Kafka on the Shore.
Takahashi.
Answer, please. Murakami. Kenzaburo Oe's novel, Somersault, and Murakami's novel, Underground, were both inspired by a 1995 subway gas attack in this capital of Japan.
No.
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
10. Toss-up 8. Like the inverse square potential, a potential described by this law has the property that all its bound orbits are closed by Bertrand's theorem. The Morse potential modifies a quadratic potential described by this law to model chemical bonds. Lame parameters were included in Cauchy's generalization of this law to three-dimensional bodies. Young's modulus is an analog to a constant in this law measured in newtons per meter. This law is expressed... Tiger?
Torque.
Can you repeat that?
Torque.
Okay, wait. I feel like this might be something that I might not be able to pronounce this. I don't know. I don't think that's right now. Okay. Ray or Max? Wait, crap. Ray best first.
Cauchy Schwarz.
No deduction. It's Hooke's law. So that goes dead. Toss up 9. A painting title for this time period depicts a vase of pink flowers in front of an array of brown bottles. Another work title for this time period depicts patrons dining outdoors at a coffee house. A painting set in this time period shows tables surrounding a man in white near a billiards table. In addition to a cafe terrace at this time period, another painting title for it depicts the village of Saint-Remy, where its artist stayed in a mental institution. That painting contains a cypress tree beneath a hypnotic swirly sky. For 10 points, name this time of day depicted in a starry work by Vincent van Gogh.
Night.
Crap, wait. I just killed the buzzin'.
Oh. It shows me as the first buzz.
Okay, wait, can you just, okay. Is that true, guys? Like, I accidentally left the buzzin', which is dumb of me, but night is the correct answer. Wait, I'm gonna create a new buzzin'. Okay.
Oh.
Chat. My bad, y'all. And okay, so I put a new buzzin in the chat, so please join that new buzzin. And I'm gonna give you guys green level. I'm gonna give you guys your bonus. Okay. Uthoff's phenomenon can cause an increase of this quantity in the human body in multiple sclerosis. For 10 points each, name this quantity that for the human body is normally around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Temperature.
Body temperature.
Body temperature.
The preoptic area of the anterior of this gland deals with the regulation of body temperature. This endocrine gland also controls hunger, thirst, and fatigue.
Gland, that's the.
Is it pituitary?
I was thinking thyroid.
Answer, please.
Thyroid gland?
Hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is home to numerous examples of these regions, are an arcuate, one of which is activated by the hunger hormone ghrelin. In neuroanatomy, this term refers to clusters of neurons that are found in the central nervous system.
Clusters of neurons or nerves?
This
Nerves
is the
directed.
nucleus. Okay. Toss up 10. In a play in this language, phrases such as angel food are written on a blackboard before an old couple commits suicide by jumping out a window. In another play in this language, a family full of Bobby Watsons is discussed by the Smiths before their dinner with the Martins. In a play in this language, one character demands ownership of a house after obtaining a box of incriminating letters belonging to Argus. In a play in this language, the title Religious Hypocrite flirts with Elmire while Orgon is under a table. For 10 points, name this language that was used to write Tartuffe by Moliere. Suas?
French?
Correct. 10. This man was exiled after his slaves started a landslide on his neighbor's farm. For 10 points each, name this man who established the first Norse community in Greenland, misleadingly naming it to attract settlers.
Wait, do you think it's
Go ahead. I don't have any clue.
ice?
Answer,
Inuits?
please. Eric the Red.
Oh,
Eric the Red was one of these seafaring Norse people who marauded and pillaged numerous regions aboard their longships.
Vikings.
Eric the Red's son, Leif Erikson, was baptized by a king of Norway with the patronymic Tryggvason. He shares this name with the patron saint of Norway.
The protector?
Olaf. And that's the half. Loki, can we get a score check?
I have 140 to green level, 80 to chapel OB.
Okay. Do either teams have any substitutions, or are you guys ready to start the next half?
Neither have over 4 people.
Well, I'm just asking, like, what if, like, they have a secret, like, fourth person who arrived at the half? You gotta be sure.
We don't have any
Okay.
substitutions.
Yeah. Okay. Toss up 11. This
Could
author
you read-
remarked that I do not know which of us has written this page in a story from his collection Dream Tigers. A failed poet describes a small iridescent sphere of almost unbearable brilliance in another story by this author. Purifiers destroy works in the palace with all texts possible in hexagonal rooms in a story from his collection Fictiones. In a story by this man, the basement of Carlos Denari is the site of a location where every single point in the universe can be found. For 10 points, name this blind Argentinian author whose stories include The Aleph and The Library of Babel. It's time. That's Borges. It's a shame. I liked the bonuses. Toss up 12. According to this amendment, the power of the government to take private property and convert it into public use or eminent domain can only occur if just compensation is paid. It's not the 14th, but a clause originally included in this amendment stated that no one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Miranda v. Arizona mandated that law. Suhas?
Fifth? Amendment?
That is that's just out of power. An alabaster seat and 2 griffins adorn the throne palace at this site that was excavated by Sir Arthur Evans. For 10 points each, name this location home to a palace of a ruler who legendarily ordered for the construction of the labyrinth here.
Oh, it's the Terracotta Army, right? I think.
Answer,
Oh.
please.
Terracotta Army.
Knossos. At Knossos, Evans studied a fresco of women leaping over these animals. The labyrinth housed the Minotaur, a monster which had the head of one of these animals.
Bull.
Is it a bull? Bull.
Evans was also the first to define this script used by the Minoans and a later adaptation used by the Mysians.
The Greek script? Is it?
Go ahead.
Greek direct.
This is linear A. Toss up 13. While standing next to the skeleton of one of these two characters, the other remarks how he has 207 bones in his body when watching Gossip Girl. After one of them gets a man killed, these two characters encounter Electra Nachios and Remy LeBleu in one movie. One of these characters steals a tempad to search for variants of the other after being kidnapped during a birthday party. At the beginning of one movie, one of these characters digs the other's skeleton out of a grave and uses it to kill the ambushing Time Variance Authority officers. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman play, for 10 points, what two title characters of a 2024 Marvel film?
A buzzer is not reset.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
10. Sorry about that. The namesake of this equation also developed the third law of thermodynamics. For 10 points each, name this electrochemical equation that finds the equilibrium reduction potential of a half cell, named for a German chemist.
You got
The
this.
Beer-Lambert law?
The Nernst equation. The Goldman equation applies the Nernst equation to calculate the resting potential of these structures by considering the permeability and concentration gradients of multiple ions.
Of what, semi-permeable membranes? Yeah.
Answer, please.
Semi-permeable membranes, direct.
Cell membrane. The Nernst equation calculates the reduction potential of a galvanic cell, a general type of these sources of electrical power, whose first was known as the voltaic pile.
Batteries, right?
Batteries.
Batteries.
10. Toss of 14. Evening newscasts of a leader of this country opened with him descending through clouds like a god. Moise Chombe led a secessionist state in this country where Christophe Gienye's Simba rebellion was launched in support of a man who was ousted by Joseph Kasavubu in 1960. This country's president, Patrice Lumumba, ruled before a 5-year crisis named for it, after which the US-backed Mobutu Sese Seko was installed. Katanga was a breakaway region of, for 10 points, what country formerly known as Zaire and led from Kinshasa?
Democratic Republic of the Congo.
10. Ebisude Effendi issued a wide variety of these things, including one allowing the consumption of coffee. For 10 points each, name these legal rulings in the Islamic tradition whose issuing is known as an ifta.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Answer, please.
Islamic laws.
Fatwas. Only these Islamic judicial scholars have the authority to give out fatwas. These scholars issue rulings that are binding for Qadi, whom they are ranked above.
Peaks.
This is muftis. Fatwas may be issued as part of Sharia law, which is based on the hadiths and scriptures from this text. This central holy text of Islam is divided into 114 surahs.
The Quran.
10. Toss of 14. A pathway known as SPAC describes the movement of this molecule. The movement of this molecule occurs via the symplastic and apoplastic routes. This molecule is prevented from entering the cell by the Casparian strip. Plasmolysis occurs when this molecule is lost in a hyptonic solution due to a decrease in osmotic.
Water.
Wait, crap, I rotated the page. Yeah, correct, for 10. This character is chased by a robotic dog called the Mechanical Hound. For 10 points each, name this character who, to protect his friend Faber, murders his boss, Captain Beatty. In one scene, he made the friend of his wife Mildred cry by reciting lines from Dover Beach.
Montag.
The fireman Guy Montag appears in his most famous novel by Ray Bradbury, which is titled For the Temperature at Which Books Burn.
Fahrenheit
451.
Early in the novel, Guy Montag meets Clarice McClellan, who rubs this flower on his chin as a way of playfully testing whether he is in love. The Wine of this Flower titles a novel by Ray Bradbury about the boyhood of Douglas Spalding in Greentown, Illinois.
I think it's Dandelion, you know?
Is it? Sure. I don't know.
Dandelion.
30. This material is subject to the Payne effect when it is reinforced with carbon black. Gutta percha is a naturally occurring form of this substance that is a transisomer. Introducing ozone to this material can cause its cracking to occur. The polymerization of chloroprene can form neoprene, a type of this material. Buna-N is a nitrile form of this material that is resistant to oil. Polymers of isoprene make up this material, which in a cross-linking process is heated and cured with sulfur. That process, known as vulcanization, was developed by Charles Tiger?
Rubber.
10. Answer the following about the Citizens United decision. For 10 points each, the case arose after the Citizens United company attempted to advertise a film which criticized this Democratic politician. This former First Lady lost the 2016 presidential election to Donald Trump.
Hillary Clinton.
The Citizens United decision enabled the creation of these committees which can raise and spend unlimited amounts of money to candidates of their choice.
Super PACs.
The majority decision in the Citizens United case was written by this justice, who also wrote the decision in 2003's Lawrence v. Texas. He retired in 2018 and was replaced by his own clerk, Brett Kavanaugh.
I don't know.
Mm.
You know this?
Is it
Answer, please.
Jackson?
Kennedy. Anthony Kennedy. Toss-up 17. A phrase from this poem titles the Northrop Fryer book that led to the reinterpretation of this poem's author. This poem imagines a time when the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears. This poem's speaker asks, what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? This poem asks, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? This poem and its counterpart. Max?
The tiger.
For 10. The first description of this effect was written by British meteorologist Luke Howard in a report on the climate of London in the early 1800s. For 10 points each, name this term which refers to the effect in which areas in the city experience higher temperatures than their rural surroundings.
Urban heat island.
Along with similar asphalt and other impervious materials, this material plays a significant role in contributing to the urban heat island effect. This material, consisting of sand mixed with cement, is more durable than asphalt.
Oh no answer.
Concrete direct.
A recent study categorized the urban heat island effect into diurnally occurring surface type and a type known by this name. Another layer of this name lies below the sparse emergent layer.
No answer.
Okay, answer please.
No answer.
Canopy. Toss-up 18. This figure is defeated by the title character in Zoltan Kodai's folk opera Harijanos, who woos this figure's wife. Cellos and violins play the hymn O Lord Save Thy People in a representation of spiritual resilience against this figure. A great man became the dedicatee of Beethoven's Eroica Symphony after he scratched this man's name out. Cannons celebrate a loss by this military commander in a piece which uses La Marseillaise to symbolize Max?
Napoleon.
410. A Friend's Dream inspired this director to include a close-up of ants crawling out of a person's hand in one film. For 10 points each, name this Spanish director of Un Chien Andalou, which infamously features a scene in which a razor slices an eyeball in half. Answer, please. Time. That's Buñuel. Louis Buñuel and his collaborator on Un Chien Andalou, the painter Salvador Ali, belong to this artistic movement. Answer, please. Surrealism. The Catholic Church and the bourgeoisie were among the many things mocked by Buñuel in the 1930 film in French partially titled for this material. A 1964 James Bond film is titled for a villain whose name prefixes the word finger to this type of precious metal. Answer, please.
Gold.
Gold. Oh, okay, I guess that was before I said it, so 10. Okay, toss-up 19. Robert Moton investigated racial abuses at Greenville during one of these events, but his report was suppressed in a deal with Secretary of Commerce Herbert Hoover. In the American Red Cross's first major relief effort, Clara Barton responded to one of these events that was caused by Henry Clay Frick's South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club. The Pennsylvania city of Johnstown was obliterated by one of these events. The largest loss of life during Hurricane Katrina was caused by one of these events due to the bursting of levees. For 10 points. Max?
Blood.
10.
Easy.
The title character of this novel agrees to serve as a model for the Venetian painter Duncan Forbes in return for his help securing a divorce of hers. For 10 points each, name this novel of D.H. Lawrence in which the gatekeeper Oliver Mellors has an affair with Constance while her paralyzed husband Clifford depends on the caretaker Miss Bolton.
No answer.
Answer, please.
No answer.
Lady Chatterley's Lover. Constance's husband, Clifford, was paralyzed while serving in this global conflict. A gas attack from this conflict is the subject of Wilfred Owen's Dulce et Decorum Est.
Answer.
World War I. Lady
Oh.
Chatterley's lover was the subject of a 1960 trial against Penguin Books for this specific charge. Penguin Books won the case and soon sold 3 million copies of the book.
No answer.
Obscenity. Toss-up 20. The refusal of a holy figure in this religion to walk on a red carpet after being escorted by Mortimer Plano inspired the name of one holiday. A chalice may be used during reasoning sessions practiced in this religion, which also serves Granation Day. Adherents of this religion often begin words with the pronoun I, such as in their vegetarian Ital diet, which they believe promotes liberty. Bobo Ashanti is one of the sects or mansions of this religion. In order to increase spiritual awareness, members of this religion may use the wisdom weed or cannabis. For 10 points, Haile Selassie is revered in what Afro-Jamaican religion? Time. Rastafarianism. And okay, that's the round. Loki, what's the final score?
I have a final score of 250 to 140 in favor of green level.
Okay, good game to both teams.
Good game, y'all.
Actually, if they